You're listening to the International Moving Podcast, your guide to moving to another country, brought to you by SDC International Shipping, LA's finest. An international move is exciting. It's a time to start over, establish a new business maybe, reestablish family ties, or retire where your budget will do more for you. Please enjoy today's episode, and if you have any questions about your international move, give us a call at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962.
Welcome back to your guide to making international relocations smooth and enjoyable. Today, we're continuing our series on moving from Los Angeles or San Francisco to Spain. And in this episode, we're going to dive into some interesting cultural tidbits about life in Spain, from the country's unique time zone to the importance of learning Spanish. So let's get started. Are you planning on moving to Spain? Before you make the big move, it's important to know a few key factors about life in this vibrant country, including some things that might surprise you. Let's start with something quirky. Spain's time zone. You may have noticed that Spain doesn't share the time zone with its neighbor Portugal, even though they're right next to each other. This is because during the Second World War, Spain's dictator shifted the country's time zone to align with Nazi Germany. This was meant to be a temporary measure, but Spain never switched back. Some believe that changing the time zone back could boost productivity, but so far, there's no strong movement to make that change. When you think of Spain, you might picture the mainland, but Spain is more than just a big slab of land next to Portugal. The country also includes the stunning Canary Islands off the west coast of North Africa and islands in the Mediterranean Sea. The Canary Islands were part of Spain since 1483, and the islands in the Mediterranean Sea became a Spanish province in 1833. So if you're planning a trip around Spain, don't forget about those beautiful island destinations. Now, let's talk about one of the most notable cultural differences, mealtime. If you think you like eating late, Spain will take it to another level. Lunch in Spain is typically around 3, and dinner doesn't happen until 9 or sometimes even later. Unlike in many other countries, lunch and dinner are significant social occasions in Spain. It's all about sitting down with friends or family, sharing food, enjoying a glass of wine while catching up on life. Quick meals at your desk? Not here. Interestingly, some people think the incorrect time zone might be why the meal times in Spain are so late. Learning Spanish is another important aspect to consider. If you're thinking about moving to Spain without learning Spanish, you might find it more helpful to learn Spanish. While many expats learn Spanish after arriving, it's definitely helpful to start before you go. According to a poll by the CIS State Research Institute in 2017, nearly 60% of Spaniards do not speak English. In busy cities, you're more likely to find English speakers, but in rural areas, you might have to rely on gestures and smiles to get by. The good news is that Spanish is one of the easier languages for native English speakers to learn, as both languages share the Latin roots. But Spanish isn't the only language spoken in Spain. Spain is teeming with languages, but Spanish is the one most people are familiar with. By understanding Spain's unique cultural quirks, from late meal times to the many languages spoken, you'll be better prepared to settle into life in this beautiful country. It's all part of what makes Spain such an interesting place to live. If you have any questions or need further assistance with your move, don't hesitate to contact SDC International Shipping. We're here to make your relocation to Spain seamless and stress-free. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. Stay tuned for our next and our final episode in this series, and we're going to wrap up everything you need to know about moving to Spain.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening. Whether you're relocating within the country or moving to the other side of the world, we're here to help from start to finish. Connect with us today at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962.